I'm Noel Buckley. I am the owner of Knolly Bikes, based out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Well, the Podium is an evolution of all our products. We're definitely a company that likes to learn from our previous products, and we knew we wanted to have a bike that was competitive in the downhill market, and basically spent quite a long time prototyping the bike. We spent close to 3 years designing and prototyping the bike from the initial proof of concept right down through execution of the production bike, and of course it was tested in Whistler. It's our backyard. It was tested all over the North Shore, on local downhill race courses and other areas on the Canada Cup circuit as well. And the final product was released early 2010, and it's been doing absolutely fantastic for us. Well, the Podium is definitely, it's an ultra high-end downhill race bike. So anybody who's looking for top-level performance in a downhill race bike is an ideal customer for that product. As we know, with all race bikes, they are used primary goals to make the bike fast for racing. But on the flip side, those bikes are also used a lot for recreational style riding, Whistler Bike Park or steep terrain. The geometry just lends itself to that. I think the really great thing with the Podium is that while it's extremely stable at high speed, it's low, corners really well, has tons of lateral rigidity. The shock, our suspension design has been long since proven as being among the best in the market. It's also a really great recreational bike as well. So people that ride in Whistler Bike Park and stuff like that are very, very, very stoked on the performance of the product. Well, the Podium is based on our proprietary 4x4 linkage design, which of course all of our full suspension bikes are. And that's a product or a suspension design that's been designed 100% in-house from us from scratch. The design has obviously evolved and improved over the years, and we are learning more and more about the capabilities of the product as we use it. But the iteration on the Podium is probably realistically the third generation of the 4x4 suspension design, and it has an awesome reputation for great pedaling and still being a highly sensitive bike with excellent bottom resistance on it. I think we're just a company that's always learning. We're always looking to improve our product. Every time we build a new product, like the new Chill Coat and Endorphin SL are even more advanced just because they're the newest product we've done, and we know that the Podium and the Delirium will change as the future goes for sure. It's not going to stay stagnant. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but we're certainly looking to continue for sure. Of course, it totally depends on the product and the application. For DH race bike, obviously lower is better. I would say there's maybe a few designs that are maybe a little too low, but it's really a combination. A static bottom bracket height is not an indication of how the bike handles. It really depends on many factors, primarily travel, geometry, and obviously the suspension progression curve of the shock. So I think what's really important is for customers to test ride bike and say, how does this bike feel? Do I have can I pedal the bike? Does it feel great in the corners? How does how does that load transfer feel? And we've been really successful with the Podium, and customers have been absolutely super excited about how it performs in those situations. And we feel the bottom bracket height, it's just it's between about 13.6 to 13.8, depending on fork and headset option, is bang on for that bike. Absolutely no issues. One of the great things about the 4x4 linkage is that it was incredibly shock neutral. All of our shock settings are with low compression tunes from the factory. We use very little end of stroke or high speed bottom mode compression because the linkage is progressive and takes care of that. We have obviously a reputation for having incredibly good suspension performance on our bikes, and with shocks especially like the Vivid Air, which is obviously the key long stroke air shocks going to the market. They work really well. Is it going to work as well as a coil shock? No. I think we all know that the coil shock is definitely a higher performance overall shock, and with the right setup, including tie spring, can be almost as weight competitive as an air shock. That being said, there's situations where the air shock makes a lot of sense, either ultra low weight, situations where you want to change the tuning of the shock rapidly. Those kind of situations, the air shock makes a lot of sense. So kicks ass. No, in all honesty, the bike's had a really successful first year for us. Customers are absolutely really excited about how it performs. It's proven to be an extremely versatile bike, much more so than we thought it would be. We knew it was going to be an absolutely great race bike, and it's proven to be that for sure. I think we're just really impressed with how versatile it has been, and especially in places like bike parks and stuff like that. It's just super nimble, incredibly fast, and we're really excited about continuing this bike and watching its market grow.